welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite realtor, Dr. Yeti, and I am back with yet another video. So today we're going to be talking about modular homes, specifically in the real estate world. I've never worked with a modular home before. I literally recently had someone reach out to me to purchase a plot of land to put a modular home on top of it. So this to me is a learning experience for me as well. We're gonna be learning together, okay? She already found the modular home. She just needs the plot of land. So I'm gonna help her find this land that is suitable for this modular home. But without further ado, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to share this video with whoever you think will benefit from it. But let's get straight to the video.
I know you hate when a company lies to you as much as I do. And when it comes to the biggest names in mobile home construction, they are the kings of lying. They lie to people about the product they're going to get. They lie to people about the loan terms. They lie to people about the timeline. And they could have saved these people a lot of money in construction costs, but that's not going to be happening to you because I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can save tens of thousands of dollars in having it in your pocket instead of theirs. So let's start off with this. Do you know the difference between a modular home, a manufactured home, a PMRV, a tiny home, a prefab house? All of these things are the umbrella of words that they use to get you into certain products that cost more money. And they know you don't know the difference between these things.
I don't know the difference.
So let's go ahead and clear it up right now. This right here is a mobile home. It has a HUD tag on it. And in some states, you're going to be required to have a license plate on it. It will come in on a chassis. In some states, they're going to require you to remove the tongue on the mobile home. When the home is delivered, it's delivered in 1, 2, or 3 different parts. The building code it's built to is HUD specifications. The financing for a mobile home can be FHA, VA, conventional, chattel loans, rural development loans. The financing loan terms when it comes to mobile homes are across the board completely different than traditional home building. Mobile homes tend to have a certain look about them. They're like a cylinder that goes across. The appearance of mobile homes have changed a lot in the last few years. It's a little harder to tell what looks like a mobile home these days, and it is becoming more difficult for the typical buyer to even distinguish. But just remember this, whenever you're talking to these salespeople, ask them specifically, what building code is this home built to? If they say HUD, that means it's a mobile home. If they say something else, it could be one of these products, like a modular home. And a lot of times this is where they get you because they use the word modular and it's not really modular. When you start going to these mobile home lots, you're going to hear the salesperson say, any of the houses you see on this lot can be turned into a modular home. And they will try to upsell you on this idea. But it doesn't mean that it's actually built to modular specifications. In order for a home to be at modular specifications, it has to meet the local building code in your area. It does not have a VIN number. It is not built to HUD specifications. It does not come in on a chassis. And it will not look like the typical mobile home. It will look like a traditional house. That's what a true modular is. But they'll say to you, what we're going to do is take your mobile home and turn it into a modular home by adding modular components. And they're going to give you a fancy word called a cross mod or a modular hybrid. Then they really try to sell it to you by saying this modular hybrid is a lot less expensive than a modular home. This is going to be saving you a bunch of money. And so you think you're getting a hell of a deal because you decided to go with this hybrid. But this is where the problems come in because you're not buying a modular. And when you go to get financing, it's not a modular. And then when you try to refinance it, you're going to have some issues. And then when you try to resell it, you're going to have some issues. But that's not the only way they're trying to get you. There's other things they're selling on that lot that may not be modular or manufactured. It might be something called a PMRV, and it looks like a tiny home, and you're super excited about it. But that building code for that is considered an RV. A PMRV states clearly that these are not meant for long-term living use. They're supposed to be used for like a camp or a little extra vacation home. They're not meant to be lived in year-round. Some mobile home parks won't even allow for PMRVs to be in there because they're considered to be too small. So be very cautious of what you're purchasing. So don't let them be sneaky with you. Have them write it down exactly the model type and what the building code that it's built to, so you know exactly what you're purchasing. Is it a mobile manufactured home? Is it a modular home? Is it a PMRV? So that way you're clear exactly what you're purchasing. Another term that has popped up recently is a prefab modular manufactured home. Unless it clearly states somewhere else that it does not require a license plate. And
there's a lot to There's a lot to keep up with. So the mobile home needs the VIN number and basically like the license plate. I think she said license plate number. And I'm gonna watch this again because I do want to help this lady. She's purchasing the land, but she also needs to have this information. She's never done this before. She's coming from a completely different country, and she has enough money to buy a modular home. She's already going through the process of purchasing it, but she just wants the land. So I didn't even know about all of this details, even though she's not planning on financing it. She plans on living on it for a long time. So I need to know what type of modular home it is, if it's a modular home or if it's a mobile home. Now the PMRV, I don't think that's what she's buying, but let's see a little bit about what this prefab
or
modular
manufactured home. Unless it clearly states somewhere else that it does not require a license plate and it's built to modular specifications for the area, that's a mobile home. I can't tell you exactly what those building specifications are because there's nothing on the books that says that they can't use those terms, and nobody knows exactly what it means. There's no regulation about using the words prefab, modular, manufactured, mobile home. They love to use it in advertising because it gets people in the door, but don't be confused. Always ask what the building code it's built to, because it's going to be super important when you go to get financing. And that's another way they
So the prefab, modular, all this nonsense is just a fancy way of saying it's any one of those two. And you can just look at the code to determine what it really is. That prefab is just kind of like a fancy name.
try to trick you. You know how you see those signs that say no money down, no closing costs, easy closings? Sure, it's super inviting to look at no closing costs and no money down as a great way to get into your first affordable home, but it may not give you the best loan terms. So when they start pushing you into that finance office after you've picked out the house that you've wanted, that you know what the building code's going to be, right? Ask them to go ahead and write down everything they want to do as far as financing is concerned. Those finance offices that you see on the lots are run by the big corporations. So the longer you're in that loan, the more money they make. So instead of doing that, go ahead and go to your local credit unions or your local bank and see what their loan terms are going to be. You're going to have to weigh out the pros and cons of each one of those loans. Have them explain it to you like you're a fifth grader, because a lot of this stuff can be super confusing. I understand. You're going to want to know if there's a prepayment penalty, meaning if you come into a whirlwind of money and you want to pay it off early, you're not going to be penalized. They're not going to charge you an extra fee for paying it off early. You're also going to want to find out if they're doing a chattel loan. Now, a chattel loan is just the financing of the mobile home itself. It will not allow you to finance any kind of improvements that need to be done to the piece of land that you're planning on putting this mobile home on. A lot of people use chattel loans if you're going to be putting it in a mobile home park because you're not buying the land, you're renting it. But what these big companies want you to do is still consider having it as a chattel loan even though you own the land. That means higher finance charges for you. For them to have you in a chattel loan will make them more money because the interest rates are so much higher. And if you default on the mobile home, it's easier for them to foreclose on it and pull it off of your piece of property.
Oh, wow.
Now, some people will decide to do this anyways. They want to have a chattel loan because that piece of land happens to be a family piece of land, and they're afraid if something is to happen that the whole piece of property be foreclosed on. So they won't roll the property and the improvements on that piece of land in with the mobile home. But in most cases, if you want the best loan terms over the longest period of time to get the payments even lower, you probably want to go ahead and not get a chattel loan. Now, I'm not a lender and I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just telling you some basics about understanding these particular types of loans. But with all those loan packages, most likely you're going to get a much better deal outside of the dealership itself, even with their no money down and no closing costs. So now that you've gotten your financing all shaped up and you know exactly what you're going to do, the big mobile home company is going to try to make you even more scared. They're going to tell you, well, you have to have these things done to your land in order for us to deliver the mobile home itself. But if you go with us, don't worry, we have it covered. We know exactly what to do for your piece of land. And guess what? They lie. If there's one thing that I've learned over the last several years of talking about manufactured housing, this is where a lot of the headache comes in. They will promise you they're going to do all these things. Then they hire a bunch of unlicensed people to do the projects that they're supposed to do. You would be better off having this done yourself because you hold on to the warranties. And if anything goes wrong with those individual things like your well or your electricity or your pad itself, you don't have to contact the manufacturer home company. You're contacting the people that you hired to put those in. You have your own warranties. I know know with the biggest names in mobile manufactured housing, they have the worst reviews when it comes to coming back and repairing things that need to be done to the house, especially with.
This credit card has an interest rate that's really, really low. How low? This low. The credit card that
with the pad, especially with the well, especially with the light poles.
It does say in your warranty that certain things will take, a period of time because they have to order parts, things of that nature. But I quickly learned that there's no connection between your dealership, the factory that built your home, and Clayton Corporate. They'll all tell you different things. And all of a sudden, it'll be many, many months before you even get contacted, about repairs, and no one will ever come. They just don't show up.
So if you have that all done for yourself, by yourself, and you hold the warranties, you can hold each one of those individual contractors' feet to the fire.
Yeah.
This way you're in control of the building situation, and you're not giving all the control over to a company that may never come back to fix the problems they created.
It's interesting because there's a property that was built in my neighborhood, and it was built so quickly, like in less than 3 months. And when they built it, it looked like you can move it, but I saw them laying foundation and all that stuff. So I'm now looking at this video and I'm like, oh, maybe that was a mobile home, because I was like, oh, they build these homes so quickly. Well, I guess they didn't have to build it because it was a mobile home, or maybe it was modular. I don't even know. I have to watch this video again to really understand what the difference between a modular and a mobile home are. But
now, if you're wanting to do something like this and you have a piece of land currently, you can roll in all of your improvements into your loan. This is something you're going to want to discuss with your lender. A lot of lenders will do a new home loan package, and that works a little bit differently. Talk to them about it, but at least everything is going to be enrolled into one loan, so you only have one payment. But you can do it individually. You can have the pad paid out of pocket or with a personal loan. That's up to you. Just know that if you're going to do something like that, talk to your lender first, because any kind of new loans you add to your credit score can bring your credit score down. I just wanted you to be aware ahead of time. Now, when it comes to modular home and financing, it works just like a traditional home sale. And if you're buying it brand new and you're having your piece of land, everything should work like a new home building construction loan. Your lender will be able to walk you through that. And it finances the same exact way as a traditional home because it's built exactly the same. It just so happens that the components of that modular home were built in a factory, but the end product is still a traditional house. Most likely it's probably built better than your traditional house anyways. If it's a true modular, you should be able to finance it and get the same kind of loan terms as you would on a brand new house. And when you bring this paperwork over to your...
Interesting, because I wonder if it's lender specific. Because I had someone reach out to me about 2 years ago about the fact that she wanted to purchase a modular home and she didn't know where to start. And she wanted me to connect her with my lender. I connected her with my lender. My lender was like, modular homes are too cheap to get a type of loan, FHA or conventional loan on it, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, then how do people finance modular homes? And I didn't know. And mind you, I'm being very honest because I'm a realtor myself, but I don't know everything, right? I typically work with homes, single family and townhomes, but I've never really worked on these type of unique type of properties. So when I spoke with him and he told me that, then it was just kind of like she would have to get a personal type of loan to buy this modular home, which I just didn't think it would have been worth it. So anyway, long story short, she ended up deciding to back out and not purchase a modular home anymore. But I do find it interesting that she's saying that you can always do that. You can always finance it like a regular home. With all of that being said, I might have to revisit this and bring it up to her and definitely do more thorough research on this, because I tried to do research and I couldn't find much information on it. But watching this video again is kind of giving me the desire to reach back out to her and see if she's interested in this. Because one thing about me is I am open to doing all types of transactions because I love the experience and I love the growth, right? So even if it's a $15,000 plot of land or $1 million house, I love to at least have that experience doing all of those things. So, yeah.
lender that's outside of the dealership that will clear up any kind of confusion to what this house is being built to, because it will clearly state it on the paperwork. This is a either modular home or mobile home, and your lender will understand that as well. And so will your appraiser, by the way. Whenever you're closing on a loan, an appraiser comes out to the loan to make sure that it's worth the value that they're giving you the money for. The lender is trying to secure their asset as well in case you default. That appraiser paperwork will state if it is a mobile manufactured home or if it's a modular home as well.
So modular homes are better than mobile homes, because mobile homes, you can just pick it up and move it around. Modular homes are more stable and I guess nicer, more fit like a house.
If you've gotten this far into the process and you get that appraisal back and the appraiser puts on there that it's a mobile home when you thought you were buying a modular home, you now have documentation saying that they lied to you. I'm not telling you to sue them, but I'm telling you to tell them to make it right in one way or another, whether that is to give you a true modular home or some financial compensation, something, because you have all this other paperwork telling you that it was supposed to be a modular home and they sold you a manufactured home. It may not be that important to you, but it could be important to you if you decide that you want to refinance in the future. It's a lot more difficult to refinance or take out a line of credit, get a HELOC, anything like that on a manufactured mobile home. So pay attention to that appraisal. See what they put on that paperwork. Is it modular? Is it manufactured? Or is it a PMRV? That's another whole ball of wax. We're not even touching that one. There is another reason why it should be important to you, whether it's built to modular specifications or if it's a manufactured home. Because one day in the future, you're probably going to want to sell this piece of property.
Yeah.
When it gets listed on the MLS or any of these websites, they immediately put mobile manufactured. That is actually a selection that you can make on all the websites, all the big ones, Trulia, Zillow, any of them. If you have a modular home, it's listed as a traditional home. So it doesn't have a special line. Most people, when they're looking for homes, try to find the least expensive home first, and then they put single family traditional home. The likelihood of them clicking on manufactured homes are a lot less.
Yeah.
Okay, you've done your whole homework. You know what kind of foundation you want. You already got your piece of land. You understand that you're going to go ahead and get financing through a bank outside of the dealership if they give you better offer. So now you're ready to put it all in paper on a contract. Those sales contracts that they design are not meant to protect you as the home buyer. They're meant to protect them as the manufacturer. And everything that you say and they promise needs to be in writing. If they say they're going to include a mailbox, make sure it's written on that contract. Because what happens is they always defer back to the contract. They will make every promise under the freaking sun that they are going to go ahead and do this for you. And then if it's not in the contract and it doesn't get done, they'll say they never said it. And when it comes to the biggest firms in manufactured housing, it isn't the company that you bought the house from itself. It's the bigger corporation in another state that is looking over the contract. Those salespeople at those offices can say whatever they want, but if it's not written in the contract, you are SOL. And I'm not going to tell you what that acronym means. You should know this by now. You're grown up. If anything in that contract is unclear to you and you do not understand that, take the contract before you sign it and bring it to a lawyer friend. You may have to pay a couple $100 for them to look it over, but it's peace of mind on something that you're spending a whole lot of money on. Most people that are buying their house, this is the most expensive thing they've ever purchased in their lives.
Yes.
So it behooves you to have an attorney look it over ahead of time. If there's anything in there that sounds amiss, let the attorney tell you exactly what that is. Write it all down and have them rewrite that contract. Remember, anything they've promised doesn't exist unless it's written on the contract. I don't know how hard I got to express that, but they will get you. I've had somebody on this channel that was talking about how they promised they were going to move the pole and it wasn't written in the contract. So they never moved the electricity pole and it's sitting right in front of his manufactured home. Yikes. Okay. For those of you that have already bought your home and you thought it was a modular home and only to find out that it's a manufactured home, all is not lost. And I know that you've heard financial gurus say something similar to this.
Why is this hard? So a mobile home is like a car you sleep in. It goes down in value.
Yes, I used a baby version of Dave Ramsey. I wanted to be cute when he was saying something so incredibly untrue. You can earn equity from a mobile home. And matter of fact, over the last 5 years, mobile homes have had record equity.
Oh,
so don't
wow.
think that it's all is lost just because you bought a mobile home when you thought you bought a modular home. You don't believe me? Take a look at this home because it sold in 2014 for $93,231. And today it just sold for, drumroll please, $206,000. Now, would they have made more money on this piece of land if they had built a modular home or traditional built home? Yes. It doesn't mean that it's a depreciating asset. It's not a car you sleep in like Dave Ramsey says. Manufactured housing is the most affordable way to get into home ownership today. It's cheaper than a tiny house per square foot. It's cheaper than modular homes. It's longer lasting and more durable than a PMRV. Just like any piece of real estate, if you take care of it, it will take care of you and you can earn as much equity in it like these people did. Just don't let those salespeople talk you into something that you're not getting. That's all I want for you. To watch more videos about manufactured and
interesting. This was a very good video, very good subject. Like, I never really talked about manufactured homes because I'm not going to speak on something that I'm not familiar with, but I honestly would like to delve deeper into this. Like, if there's anyone that wants to buy a modular home here in Georgia, send me a message. I would love, or schedule some time on my calendar. The link is in the description because I would love to delve into this world of modular homes, because I do find that a lot of people that can't afford a home may be able to afford a modular home. It's a lot cheaper. Don't get me wrong, we did see that property that was worth $200,000. You can still find homes right now in Georgia for that price point. So I don't know if you want to buy a modular or mobile home for that price point, but it doesn't hurt to try, right? Like, it doesn't hurt to buy it. I mean, to do so, because you can end up selling that modular home. Even if it's a mobile home, you can sell it separate from the land, sell that property. And if you decide that you want to build a bigger one, you just buy another one. I don't know how that process goes where, you can sell that actual modular property outside of the land itself, but I'm sure there are people that have done it. Like, if you've decided, okay, I want to upgrade my modular home, let me sell this one and keep the land and build another one on top of it. I've never heard of anyone doing that, but I would look into it and see if that's something that's possible. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I would love to see your comments about this. And don't forget to like the video. Now that you've seen it this far, I'm sure you like the video, so don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.